Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Hope everyone enjoyed their Labor Day holiday. Weather was really nice for it. Again, much cooler. Again, Saturday was a little bit warmer, but Sunday and Monday, again, very comfortable. And so, again, hope everyone got to take advantage of the nice weather. Going to be a little bit warmer today, even warmer tomorrow, but kind of going to do another repeat of some of that nice fall-like weather that we had through this last Labor Day weekend as we head through the upcoming weekend. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. First, though, again, the last couple mornings have been pretty nice out there. We've been able to open the windows. And again, this morning, no different. We had low temperatures for most of the state, down into the lower and middle 50s. 49, though, in Hebron, 47 in Tacoma, so a few spots did drop into the 40s early this morning here in Lincoln. Thermometer dropped down to 54 degrees. I want to look really quickly what was the low temperature here at the 1011 studios. See if I can punch that up here really quickly. Let's see. Low temperature this morning was 58.8 degrees here in Midtown Lincoln, so a little bit warmer in Midtown, a little bit cooler out on the edge of town, out at the airport. But your weather headlines, again, are going to be headlined by those temperatures climbing up a little bit today, even warmer on Wednesday, probably approaching 90 degrees, so back above average. Then Thursday, there's going to be a cold front that slides through the area that's going to bring us really our only chance of rain as we head over the course of the next week. But again, is also going to usher in some of those cooler conditions as we head late this week and through the upcoming weekend. So again, that is something to look forward to. Right now in Lincoln, again, just 4 minutes past 9 o'clock, clear skies to start our day. 62 at the airport, 64 here in Midtown Lincoln, just a light south wind at 6 miles an hour. And dew points are sitting comfortably in the lower 50s. So again, a very comfortable start to our Tuesday, not just here in Lincoln, but across the state, where we have temperatures running the range from the upper 50s to the upper 60s. Chadron right now is the warm spot. They're at 70 degrees. It's 57 in York, 59 in Tacoma, 63 in Omaha, 63 in Grand Island, and 62 degrees right now in North Platte. Dew point temperatures are very comfortable in the upper 40s and low 50s for most. And as you look at the dew point trend, again, the dew point trend is in the blue line, so that's the last 7 days. You can see it's been very comfortable for us, really since Friday. So Friday through the weekend, very comfortable. And those dew points will be climbing a bit today. And as we head into the day on Wednesday, we're going to see a more southerly flow bringing in at least some moisture to the region. So maybe feeling at least a little bit on the muggy side as we head through to this afternoon, and then certainly into Wednesday, and then into the first part of the day on Thursday. And then that cold front arrives again as we head through the day on Thursday. And then you can see those dew points get knocked way down again as we head Friday and into the upcoming weekend, and even into early next week. So again, not a lot of humidity expected as we head over the course of the next 7 days. Winds, as high pressure has slid off to our east, have turned to the south at around 8 to 18 miles an hour. Could be a bit breezy at times across the western sections of the state today. Could see some winds gusting between 20 and 30 miles an hour. Satellite radar picture is quiet, though, across the region. Just a few high-level clouds, and we can see some of those on our visible satellite imagery here. Again, just a little bit of high-level cloud cover, really not much in the way of cloud cover at all, really, though, across the state. If you zoom out, look at a more regional view, again, things pretty quiet across much of the middle parts of the country, some scattered showers across parts of the western Wyoming into the Yellowstone area, but otherwise, again, things are fairly quiet for most of the middle parts of the country. We also see that on the satellite and radar picture. Again, there's a little bit of rain across western Wyoming, but otherwise things are pretty quiet across the middle parts of the country. You zoom out, look at a national view. Some showers and some heavier rain down across parts of Texas, but otherwise there's not a whole lot going on right now, and again, that's always good. We do have some flash flood watches across parts of south central Texas, some red flag warnings across parts of western Nebraska to South Dakota and Wyoming. So again, like I mentioned, breezy, dry, again, so that does lead to some enhanced fire danger. Excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in place across the desert Southwest and up into parts of California as well. So some heat out to the west, dry and breezy, enhanced fire conditions across parts of the state, wetter, again, potentially too wet across parts of Texas. You'll check out Skycast as we head through the day today. Again, pretty quiet conditions through most of our Tuesday. Expecting a mainly sunny day across the state. This is the noon hour. Again, looking at breezy to maybe windy conditions across parts of western Nebraska as we head through the day today, but dry as we head through the afternoon hours. Again, here in Lincoln and across the eastern sections of the state, expecting conditions to remain remain mainly sunny with that southerly breeze through this evening. Again, by 10 o'clock tonight, things continue to stay fairly quiet for us. Then through the overnight hours tonight, again, some clouds in the far west, but otherwise we stay dry. That is going to be that approaching front. But ahead of that front on Wednesday, we will see things again warm up. Again, by the afternoon, looking at temperatures into the upper 80s, maybe low 90s across a good chunk of the 10-11 coverage area. That front arrives first, though, across parts of western Nebraska by Wednesday afternoon. It's a slow-moving front, though, because it's not going to really push through our area until we head Wednesday night and then into the day on Thursday. Going to bring clouds and, again, some scattered rain and maybe some isolated thunderstorms with this front. There's not a whole lot of moisture that's going to be with this front, so it's not going to have a ton of juice with it, but we're going to watch at least for the chance for some scattered light rain. Those areas that do see rain through the day on Thursday, not expecting to see much in the way of moisture, but again, some, which again, some is better than none, so we'll take whatever we can get, but again, I don't think that front is going to squeeze out a lot of moisture out of the atmosphere for us, but again, there is that chance, and really, it's going to be one of our only chances as we head over the course of the next week. In terms of severe weather, threat for the day on your Tuesday is confined mainly across the Rockies, across much of Wyoming, into parts of Utah, Idaho, Montana, but again, there's a marginal risk there. Again, could see a isolated storm or two spill over into the Panhandle, but most of the state today is going to be dry. As we look to the day on Wednesday, we do see that marginal risk kind of slide further to the east, so we do have a marginal risk across the northern and western sections of the state for the day on Wednesday, so an isolated severe storm can't be ruled out. Again, I'm not expecting much, if any, really in the way of severe activity tomorrow, but it is something that is possible. And then into the day on Thursday, we just have that general thunderstorm threat across much of the central and southern plains. So again, can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm or two with that cold front as it slowly moves its way across the state. 7-day precipitation potential looks like this. You'll notice the big orange swath stretching across the northern Gulf of Mexico into Florida. And then along the eastern seaboard, again, a lot of tropical moisture down in that direction. Again, some of that moisture will make it inland across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, but not a ton of moisture across much of the country. Again, you'll also notice the big red blob there across parts of southern Canada, just north of the Great Lakes region. They're expecting a decent amount of moisture in those areas. Again, here at home, though, not much over the course of the next week. We're looking at maybe a few hundredths to maybe a tenth of an inch or two in terms of moisture as we head over the next 7 days. Again, really the primary chance is going to be Wednesday for parts of western Nebraska, and then into the day on Thursday for eastern sections of the state. High temperatures today, still going to be hot out west, upper 90s and even lower triple digits for parts of the Panhandle. Most of the 10-11 coverage area, though, going to be looking at fairly seasonal temperatures in the lower to middle 80s, including 84 in Lincoln, 82 in Grand Island, upper 80s, though, in North Platte, and then, like I mentioned, into the 90s for the northwestern corner of the state. Lows tonight, again, still could probably keep the windows open. We're looking at a little bit warmer, mid to upper 50s for most of the 10-11 coverage area, some low to mid 60s across the western sections and northern sections of the state. High temperatures tomorrow. This looks like it's going to be our warmest day over the course of the next several days at least. Upper 80s to low 90s across a good chunk of the 10-11 coverage area, right around 90 here in Lincoln, 88 in Grand Island, and 91 degrees in North Platte. Low temperatures Thursday morning, lower to middle 60s across much of the coverage area, getting into the low 50s, though, in the far west. But then on Thursday, as that front moves through, we'll see those temperatures fall to the middle 70s to low 80s across much of the coverage area. High temperatures across the country today. Again, the warmest weather is going to be kind of bottled up not only across the desert southwest, but across the northern plains. Again, in the upper 90s, and low triple digits across the Panhandle, but also could see those temperatures across the Dakotas into parts of eastern Montana and northeastern Wyoming as well. High temperatures tomorrow. Again, you can see that that dome of heat does kind of shift a little bit to the south and to the east just a little bit, but otherwise, again, most of the heat going to stay across the desert southwest, Las Vegas, Phoenix, into Death Valley, desert southwest, cooler across New England, along the eastern seaboard, 70s and 80s in those areas, right around 90 for Miami for the day on your Wednesday. 7-day forecast in Lincoln looks like this. Again, 84 today and around 90 on Wednesday, mostly sunny, dry both of those days. Low 80s with that 30% chance for some light rain on Thursday, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Behind that front, though, things get pretty comfortable. 77 on Friday, 76 on Saturday. Again, Huskers host Colorado, 6:30 kick. By 6:30, again, again, temperatures could be in the lower to middle 70s. And by the end of that game, again, maybe just a bit on the cooler side. May need a sweatshirt if you're going to be in Memorial Stadium. Again, could see those temperatures down into the mid upper 60s by the end of that game Saturday evening, and then low 80s on Sunday, and then things do warm back up by early next week, back to the upper 80s by next Monday. 10-day forecast across the state looks like this. Again, you can see a little warmer today. Looks warmer than that than on Wednesday, but then cooler weather for Thursday and into the upcoming weekend. Things do begin to warm back up for Sunday and then into early next week, with temperatures jumping back into the 80s and 90s. Still September. Again, meteorological fall did start on Sunday. So again, just dipping our toe into some of that fall-like weather. So again, not completely done with the heat just yet. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook looks like this. This takes us from September 10th through September 16th. And again, good odds for above average temperatures. But again, by this time, our average high temperatures are in the lower 80s. So again, we could just be looking at middle 80s or even upper 80s, not necessarily 90s anymore, when our long-range temperature outlook is red. The precipitation outlook, again, not great news here. Again, we could use a pattern change and use a little bit of moisture, but the 8 to 14-day precipitation outlook does favor below average precip from September 10th through September 16th. If we look at the 8 to 14-day hazards outlook, again, excessive heat. This is something we'll watch for across the northern plains. Again, this is still September 10th through September 16th. Again, so across parts of Montana into North Dakota, northern Wyoming. Again, so we'll watch for the potential for some excessive heat. Heavy precipitation, slight chance, slight risk across much of the east. Southeastern and southern parts of the United States along the coastal areas. Again, some tropical moisture. We'll watch out for that during this time frame. Rapid onset of drought, from St. Louis over up into parts of Indiana and Ohio. We'll watch for the potential for some rapid onset of drought. Heavy snow, not showing up just yet, but again, sooner rather than later, it will be. And then we'll also watch out for the potential for some high winds during this time frame. Again, stretching from parts of eastern Montana through eastern Wyoming into the western Dakotas and western Nebraska. As again, we are going to be getting back into sort of our breezy to windy time of the year as we see that transition from summer into winter. And again, we go through the fall season. We'll see those breezier conditions begin to pick up. So again, that's all we have for today. Again, appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching as always. Again, this is a segment we like to do from the streaming studio live Monday through Thursday, right around 9 a.m. Just a little bit of a forecast update, a little bit of a long-form forecast update. So if you can tune in, we'd certainly appreciate it. Live on 1011's live platforms on 1011now.com, as well as our streaming apps on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, places like that. Also live on our YouTube channel as well. So again, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, appreciate that. Again, ask you to like and subscribe. We do a lot of stuff live on our YouTube channel throughout the day, and again, including segments like this, and Report Husker Show with Sports Director Kevin Suits and Chase Madison, streaming city press conferences, governor press conference, ton of good stuff like that. So I'll always help you, keep you in the know if you like and subscribe to the 1011 YouTube channel. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. As always, again, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest news, weather, and sports, and hope everyone has a nice Tuesday afternoon.